everybody, it's Patricia and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a tag video. This is the Eyeshadow Palette Tag and it was started by Samantha March. If you don't know who she is, I'll link her down below. I love Samantha March. I just ordered my first book of hers. She's an author and I just love watching her videos. Anyway, she did this and the reason I wanted to do it is because I really was interested in hearing her thoughts. And sometimes I watch videos and I'm watching them and they're like, and sometimes they pull me in, and this one kind of pulled me in. So that's why I decided I wanted to do it too. Thought maybe you guys wanted to hear my opinions on these things. So there's a list of questions and so let's get started. First one, what is the newest palette in your collection? And I have two because they arrived today from a subscriber friend. So these are not new per se as just released. They are new as in they're new to me. And that is the Naked 3 and the Naked Honey. So I'm excited. These are the newest ones to me in my collection. I think the newest palette I have, actually as in released, is the Natasha Denona Retro palette, which I also have here. But my newest palettes to me were those two Urban Decay palettes. Next, my oldest palette. My oldest palette is my Tartelette in Bloom. I'm currently panning this palette this year. And I'm not going to show you my progress. You'll have to wait and see in my update video. But yeah, this is my oldest palette. That's why I'm panning it, trying to hit pan to get my money's worth out of it. So yeah, there we go. The most expensive palette. My most expensive palette is my Natasha Denona Safari palette. I did purchase this full price. I didn't get it on sale. I got it when it came out. It's been a little while. I've had it for a while. But I haven't used it a lot, and I need to put that in my rotation and use it. I love it because it's all mattes. And so yeah, my Natasha Denona Safari palette at $129 for that palette. I don't have any of the other big palettes. Right now on Sephora they have the Tropic palette and the Safari palette half off. If I didn't already have the Safari palette, I would buy it at half off. I've gone back and forth with that Tropic palette, but I don't really think, I don't need it. As in the colors, I already have it in other palettes. And I think it's just the packaging and the name of it, Tropic palette, is what's making me want to buy it, and the fact that it's half off. But none of that, I don't need it. So, yeah. But yeah, that's how my brain's working right now. Okay, my most affordable palette. This one I had to think about a little bit, and I believe my most affordable are, I have two Colourpop 9-pan palettes. I just brought one in here. This one is the Ooh La La. I also have the Honey. I only own 3 Colourpop palettes. Now, when I get off of my low buy, I plan on changing that. But right now, I'm shocked. I only own 3. I thought for sure I owned more than that, but I don't. I do own a few singles, but I think that is my least expensive. I know a lot of people have been showing the little e.l.f. palettes. I've held off on buying those little $3 4-pan e.l.f. palettes. They do look pretty. They they're drawing me in, but I don't think I need them. All right, everyday palette. Well, I took this as what, if I had to wear one palette every day, what palette would it be? I chose my Too Faced Sparkling Pineapple. If I only had one eyeshadow palette, or if I could only keep one just to wear every day, I think it would be this one. I love this duochrome. That's a favorite of mine. But I think these are just nice, neutral, everyday shades. And I am really, really glad I purchased this palette. Okay, next is your most colorful palette. Now, I have an all blue palette. I have the all pink palette. I have the all yellow palette. I have the Huda gemstone palettes. But I was thinking, what is the most colorful, as in different colors. And I think for me, it's my Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I think this one is my most colorful. It has all those different shades in there. This would have to be my most colorful. And I do really like this palette a lot. So that would be my most colorful. Now, my smallest palette. This kind of shocked me. I'm like, what is my smallest palette? My smallest palette, I have 3 of them. They're the little Natasha Denona minis. So I have the mini Star, and I have the mini Lila, and I have the mini Retro. So these are my smallest. I know, again, a lot of people have those little e.l.f. ones that are smaller than this, but to me, those are my smallest eyeshadow palettes. My biggest. I don't have any great big palettes. I used to have the big Morphe, but I decluttered it. This is my biggest palette right now in size and in width. It is my Winter Wonder Glam, and it's thick, and it is my biggest palette. This was the Christmas palette this past year. I love this palette. Love this palette. So, yeah, that's my largest palette I have. I don't have any great big ones. I find I'm gravitating more to smaller palettes. So, yeah, there we go. That's my biggest. Best memory. This palette right here. This is my BH Cosmetics Galaxy Chic. Man, I haven't used this in so long. I need to at least get it out and use it. This is what it looks like. The best memory is when I was starting out my YouTube channel, and I was trying to grow it, and it's been slow going, but I'm not complaining because I have some great subscribers. But in the early days, I had a subscriber friend named Stacia, and Stacia, she sent me this palette. She sent me another BH Cosmetic palette. When I was having terrible knee pain, she sent me tape to tape my knee. She sent me just letters and cards and just little surprises. And I'm not asking people to do that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is she was a really good friend, and she passed away. And so this is best memory. Okay. Okay. All right. Worth the hype. The palette worth the hype. To me, that's the Modern Renaissance palette. Look how clean mine is. I need to use it more. But there we go. I love this palette. I remember when this palette came out, and it's one of my older palettes. It does need some love. If you don't know, I'm kind of real picky about my hands. I don't want my hands dirty. I don't want anything on my hands. I keep wipes nearby all the time, and so I keep my palettes clean. So anyway, that one is worth the hype. The next one, not worth the hype, to me, is the Riviera palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I had jumped on that bandwagon, and I was getting all of them, you know. And then so I was like, oh, the Riviera. This one could be most colorful too, but I think the Urban Decay one's better. But this one, I don't know. I bought it, and then I regretted it. This is the one palette I've regretted purchasing. Yeah. This one I regret. I mean, I've got it. I'll use it. I just don't use it that often. I like the Mediterranean shade in here. And I do, that Bahamas looks pretty, but I don't know if I'll be putting that on my eyes. Can looks pretty, but I don't know if I'll put that on my eyes. So, yeah, I mean, I do need to play with it more. I should make myself play with it more. But, yeah. That one I don't think was worth the hype. Now, my favorite palette from my favorite brand. My favorite brand is Huda. And my favorite palette is Mercury Retrograde. And I love all her palettes. They're all favorites. I love this shade right here. That is so not Huda in her big palettes. And so, yeah, I remember another memory when I got the Huda Desert Dusk palette. That's the first one I ever purchased from Huda. And I remember when I got it and I touched those shadows and I used them, I was instantly in love with Huda. And I wanted the rose gold palette, and it was sold out because that was her first palette. I was able to get my hands on the rose gold. They reformulated it, but I didn't get the new formulation. I'm fine with the rose gold one I've got. So I've got all of her large palettes, and then I've pick and choose the smaller palettes. I didn't feel like I needed all of them, but yeah, that's my favorite from my favorite. And then my most used, we go back around to my oldest palette, and that's my Tartelette in Bloom. 1, because it's my oldest palette, and 2, because I'm panning it this year. My goal this year is not to use it completely up, because there's no way I can do that. I know that. My goal is to hit pan in 6 shadows. Then I feel I've done pretty good with it. So yeah, that's my most used. So I hope y'all enjoyed this this tag. And if you are someone who makes YouTube channels, I tag you if you want to do this. This is fun. I love going through my palettes and thinking about things. And so anyway, please, if you do this tag, if you'll let me know, and so I can watch. Let us know down below so we can go over and watch your tag video. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I'll put a list of all of these questions down below, and if you want to do it yourself, if you don't have a YouTube channel but you just want to do it, leave your answers down below. I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts, because everybody's going to be different, and that's what makes the world great. So guys, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I want everybody to stay safe and stay well, and I will see you guys next time.